this morning. Cheers. Oh, an aesthetic bird just flew past. Perfect timing. Good morning. It is now 10 o'clock actually. I've spent the last couple of hours just doing a little bit of work to get my day started, sending off a new contract to a new coaching student, a private coaching student, and getting some invoices done, making sure we get paid, always important. I've also been putting up some Instagram posts for myself and for my clients. And yeah, now I need to clean the kitchen. I'm not even going to film a time lapse because it's so messy. I'm quite embarrassed to show it, but gonna clean the kitchen, have some breakfast, watch a little bit of TV, get some makeup on, get kind of ready for the day because I want to film some stories to promote my webinar on Instagram, and yeah, see where the day takes us. This Poochie also needs to go for a walk because she just wants to play. You just want to play. Oh, you're gonna sit by my sneakers, are you? You'll be like, is it time to go to the park? Please, Mom. Yeah, this is the last vlog that you're gonna be in, Missy. I know, so sad, so sad.
I will stay just to feel your heart pumping next to mine. Do you feel that I'm your missing part? That you're finally right? You got me out of this fever.
Hello. So it is actually the next day now. I got like a weird stomach bug yesterday afternoon. I don't know if it was my lunch that I ate or what, but I felt very sick and basically just went to sleep. So it was a bit of a write-off, and then this morning I have been busy catching up on all the work that I missed yesterday. My little puppy is sleeping here in the sunshine. Oh, is it a good pet? She loves the sunny spots. She's such a sleepy pooch. Like, it's so funny, all the foster dogs we have quite different personalities, and Mika is definitely the laziest slash most like chill and relaxed. Like, let's put a positive spin on it. She's not lazy, she's just very chill. Maybe we all just need to be a little bit more like Mika in life, be more chill. So Mika is our 6th foster dog. So we have had 6 dogs since the beginning of the year, since about January. Christmas time last year was when we got our first foster dog, Tilly. She was a foster dog from the SPCA, and they don't really let you put their animals on social media when they're being fostered. Whereas these pooches, the other 5 pooches we've had, have all come from just a smaller local animal rescue centre, and it's called Ellie's Canine Rescue. If you are from Wellington and you are interested in fostering, they specifically do doggos, and they're a really cool charity. So what they do most of the time is rescue dogs from pounds. So dogs that have been either abandoned and ended up in the pound, or are stray dogs or whatever, and they've basically, you know, used up all the time that they can have in the pound, because unfortunately they can't hold on to dogs forever. There's a lot of stray dogs out there, and if they don't find a home for them, they get euthanized. So that's a big part of what Ellie's Canine Rescue does. They are rescuing dogs out of pounds to save their lives, which is really, really cool. So Mika here actually came from the pound up Carpety Coast ways, and she'd unfortunately been there 3 times, and on the 3rd time the owner decided that they didn't want to come collect her, and that was that for little Mika Moo, which was real sad. But funnily enough, she hasn't been like a runner at all that the time that we've had her. Like, she's never tried to escape. Like, I'm really lazy or I'm really bad, and I'll sit in the living room with like the front door open or the side door open because it gets really hot, and she never tries to escape, which just goes to show that she was probably in a home where she either wasn't getting enough food or she wasn't getting enough love. Because once you show this girl a little bit of love, she'll never leave. She's so good. And she comes out to the washing line with me, which is at like the front of our house, and it's not gated. So technically, I mean, past foster dogs, I have to tie them to the washing line so they don't run away while I'm putting the washing out. But she just chills. She's so good. And yeah, she's been an absolute joy to have, and I think that's one of the really cool things that makes me want to keep fostering. Because I think when I started, I definitely had this misconception that dogs coming from the pound could be quite vicious, they could be quite untrained or nasty, and we kind of like talked about that when we decided to foster. We were like, well, the good thing is about fostering, if you have an aggressive dog, you can just be like, cool, this isn't for me. Like, you're a volunteer, you're not getting paid to do this. So if the dog doesn't suit you, you can be like, this is not for me, it needs to go to another foster. So that was what we always thought. But funnily enough, every single dog that we've had that has come from the pound has been so sweet. And it makes me really sad that all of these dogs do end up in the pound, because they have so much love to give, and they're not aggressive at all. They're not snippy, they're not biters. They have so much love, don't you, Mika? Oh, big yawn. So that's been really nice to see for someone like me who actually hadn't had a dog before we started fostering. Ali had lots of dogs because he grew up on a farm. Oh, look at your little ears. Where are you going? Oh, she's getting hot. You're getting hot in the sunshine. So cute. Let's move, Mika. I'm trying to set up a shot where you can see Mika, but it doesn't really work out. She's too small. Okay, is this better, Mika? Move. We are in the shade now. Ooh, little shuffle. Little shuffle. Totally forgot what I was saying now. But yeah, that we do really love the fostering, because you are helping out these dogs that actually have the sweetest personality, and they're not vicious, they're not scary at all. They just need some love. Don't you, Mika? You just need love. Just love and kisses, eh? So that's been really nice. We have only had, out of the 6 dogs, there has been one that we ended up finding another foster, kind of returning the dog, finding another person to look after him, because we had him for 2 weeks. His name was Kobe. You might have seen him if you follow me on Instagram. We could not train him. He was a little bit of a terror, in that he would just poop all over the house to get attention, and even when he didn't need to go poos, like even just after I'd walked him. And we just decided he really needed someone that was more experienced and could really train him, because he actually came from a home. He wasn't a stray dog. He was a dog that was given up by the owners, which also happens a lot at Ali's Canine Rescue, just because of the rental kind of situation in New Zealand. It's basically up to your landlord to decide if you can have a dog on the property, and most in New Zealand say no. We're very lucky that we have a landlord who said yes, which is why we can foster dogs. But even then, like, we are not adopting a dog, mostly because we don't own the property, and if we did have to move, it would be really hard to find a rental that, you know, did allow dogs. So a lot of people run into that situation where they're moving, their landlord tells them to get rid of their dog, blah blah blah, so they also end up surrendering their dogs to Ali's Canine Rescue. So we've had a couple who've come through like that. Yeah, so that's the only bad experience I would say that we have had fostering, but 99% of the time has been really positive. And I just thought I would film this video talking about fostering, because I do often get questions about it. And the main question that I get is, don't you get attached to the dogs? And like, what happens if you get attached to the dogs, and what that experience feels like. And I always say I get attached to every single dog. Even Kobe, the one that was a little shit, and we ended up giving to another foster. I always get attached to them, and I cry after every single dog leaves. So that's why I also wanted to film this video this week, because we've had Mika for 2.5 months, I want to say, and she's getting adopted this weekend, so she's going to be leaving. And at first I was like, oh, I should film like a little weekly vlog talking about Mika and the fostering experience, and then like her getting adopted. And then I was like, no, actually I can't film this on the day she gets adopted, because I will literally be crying. Like, I get so upset because I get very attached to the dogs. They become like my best friends. Especially, I remember my first foster, we had Tilly, who we had for 3 months while she was recovering, 2 or 3 months, she was recovering from a hip surgery. And I got very attached to her because we'd also only just moved to Wellington, so she was like my best friend in this new city, and I loved her. She was so sweet. All of them have been really sweethearts. And yeah, it's kind of impossible not to get attached to these dogs. And we have had one foster that we actually convinced our friends Claire and Dave here in Wellington to adopt. So we still get to see him, which is really the ideal world. But eventually you start running out of friends to force to adopt all of your foster dogs. So you do have to say goodbye to some of them. But then also, I think the thing that makes me keep doing it is, one, I love having a dog around. I love having a dog in the house. It's so nice. It's so nice having like some company for me working from home. And you know, I really enjoy walking them every day, like getting out, going for a walk. And it's just such a nice thing to do. And yeah, great working from home to have a little furry buddy with you. And like I said, because we don't own our own property yet, and because we have the intention of traveling once, you know, borders start opening up and, you know, the world goes back to semi-normal, we want to do some extended trips, and that doesn't really work with a dog. So fostering is a really good option for us while we're young and we're kind of in this travel in between period. And one day when I have my lifestyle block and I am semi-retired, I will have all the doggos. And then the second thing I would say that keeps me going, even though it can be quite sad fostering and saying goodbye, is just again thinking of that bigger picture and the impact that you're having, and the fact that if we did adopt a dog or if we did stop doing it, then we wouldn't be able to help all of these dogs. And I think the more dogs we foster, the more we realize that, because your first few foster dogs, you're like, oh my god, this is the best dog ever, this dog is perfect, like how can we ever say goodbye to it, like this is our dog, we have to keep it. And then you go through that and you do say goodbye, and then your third dog comes along, your fourth foster dog comes along, and you're like, oh my god, these are all great. And you start to realize how many amazing dogs there are out there in the world, and how many of them are in unfortunate situations and need that temporary home. And for some of our foster dogs, we only have them for a couple of weeks. The really cute ones will get adopted quite fast, and the younger ones will get adopted quite fast as well. But even that, you know, that 2 weeks is that little bit of time to get them out of the pound and then get them into their proper home. Rocky was the dog that we had before Mika that you probably saw in some videos. He was a little bit of a terror in that he loved to chew and attack things and went crazy when he was left home alone and would try escape. He did escape once actually, but he was a real cutie because he was a boxer Rottie cross. He came to us in lockdown, and the last lockdown Wellington had. So he was stuck in the pound, and during lockdown and level 4 restrictions, he was in a cage at the pound for 23 hours a day. He was let outside for a walk for 1 hour a day. So they couldn't adopt dogs in level 4 restrictions, but they needed to get him out of the pound. So that's where fostering came in, and we were able to help out there. So sometimes we have dogs for like 2 weeks, and other times we can have them for a month or 2. And then Mika has taken a little bit longer to get adopted because she is that little bit older. But yes, Mika is getting adopted by a family with 2 tween-age kids and a mum and a dad who works from home. So she's gonna get so spoiled. They've met her twice now. They came and took her for a walk the other day. So she's a very lucky pooch. Hi Mika. Oh, now you want to stand up. Oh hi. You've trapped me. If anyone has any questions about fostering, leave them in the comments below. But I would highly recommend it.